Yeah, I literally just put it out as soon as Joe Douglas was getting fired. So it happened in simultaneous moment. But last night, the 76ers had a team meeting. This is a team that's 2-11. They're in a free fall right now. Obviously, when you get Tyrese Maxey, Joel Embiid, Paul George together, a 2-11 start, this isn't what you're expecting. And last night, they had an hour and a half long team meeting in that post-game locker room in Miami. And I think a lot was said, a lot was accepted, a lot was aired out. Coaches saying we need players to practice harder, show more attention to detail. Players saying we need to be coached harder. We want to be coached harder. But most notable of all that, Pat, I was told Tyrese Maxey, the 24-year-old young star, he challenged Joel Embiid, the face of the franchise, the former league MVP, that we need you to be on time for team activities, and saying that there's a trickle down effect when you are missing, when you are tardy, when you are late for what I was told everything was the line. It has an effect on the rest of the locker room, the rest of the players, the coaching staff. And yesterday, Joel Embiid was listed doubtful most of the day. Teammates, coaches, no one really heard from him. And then he shows up at warmups, plays in the game. They had a double-digit lead, great lead in the first half, completely 180 flip in the second half. And from what I'm told, it was kind of like this. Big fella is someone that Tyrese Maxey loves, but this was the elephant in the room, and Tyrese Maxey addressed it. They're very close. They're very close friends. They hold each other accountable. But last night, Tyrese Maxey delivered a message to Joel Embiid that I think a lot of people saw coming for a really long time in Philadelphia. And now they go from here on what are the action steps. What will Joel Embiid look like when the team plays in Memphis on Wednesday? What will he hone in on the message that was given to him and really put that into action over the next week or so? We're about to find out. But the fact that Tyrese Maxey, their young leader, is the one that stepped up with this, he's not going to just speak out for nothing.
I love that from Tyrese Maxey, and obviously if the rest of the team felt that same way in the meeting, they would have said either yes or no to his messaging to Joel Embiid. Paul George obviously just got there, probably didn't feel as if he's the right guy yet in that locker room to talk about anything happening, especially with how bad the start of the year has been with him being on a team. So Tyrese Maxey just got paid, though, didn't he, right?
Yeah, he got a max.
He just got paid, so he is a guy that is expected to show up for that team. So him looking at Olympic gold medalist Joel and saying, like, hey, we need you not to be late. And Joel asked back for what? And then the team goes, everything. That's maybe a nice, like, wake-up moment.
That's huge.
That's maybe a nice wake-up moment. And that's good leadership out of Tyrese Maxey, but also, conflict. Big Mike McCarthy used to say to the Green Bay Packers team, conflict's a good thing, because when people are wondering what people are thinking, now they know what people are thinking, and you can potentially move on. It's like back in the day, people used to fight, like actually fight, and then it was like, all right, we move on. Now, we might not be friends, but we're going to move on. In teams, whenever you kind of air grievances, usually that brings people together because now everybody knows where everybody stands. Mm-hmm. So this could be a good thing. Early in the season, is this normal in the NBA this early in the season to have one of these?
These types of meetings are normal, but to have it this early in the season for a team like Philadelphia, it is. I mean, this is the first players-only team meeting. It involved players, involved coaches, a full throttle meeting, hour and a half after the game. This is the first big moment that I've seen so far this season, the Sixers being the first team to that. You think about their payroll, they have 3 players on these massive max contracts. You fill out the rest of the roster. You think you have a chance to compete for a championship. This was supposed to be the year for Philadelphia, and we know what's gone on with Joel Embiid this year. It was a plan in place to bring him along this season, to make sure that he's healthy for the second half of the season. And that was their goal. And he misses time to start the year. He gets into the altercation with the columnist in Philadelphia, gets suspended 3 games. The team gets fined $100,000. I mean, they literally, the team got fined $100,000 for a player participation violation based on what they were saying about Joel Embiid. He got suspended 3 games. He got a technical foul. All of this before he even stepped foot on the court, and they're 0-3 since he's been back in the lineup. And now it's a situation where everyone's looking at Joel Embiid in there right now. And how is he going to react? Like you said, Pat, this is good. And when it comes from a guy like Tyrese Maxey, these are the conversations that they have behind the scenes. For it to be out there in a team dynamic, in a locker room, in a setting like this, in front of the coaches, in front of the players, it is kind of unique, kind of rare for that to happen when you have two stars challenging each other in a meeting.
Okay, so I don't know the NBA culture. I wasn't in an NBA locker room, so I'm not 100% sure. In the NFL world, we kind of just had something happen with Anthony Richardson. Now, obviously, he's not Joel Embiid, MVP, been around a long time. Anthony's 22, but he ended up getting publicly called out by like everybody, including some teammates being like, this team doesn't work hard. Not about him, but about the whole thing. And we played our best game, and now we got everything in front of us too. So hopefully that happens for the Philadelphia 76ers. We're wishing luck to everybody, but I do appreciate the fact that when you were looking for more information on a story, and said, what's he late? Like, can you give me some examples of what he's late to? And they just said, fucking everything.
Yeah, just name something.
That's wild. That is
the
wild.
Culture. You setting the culture. You're the highest paid. He's one of the highest paid player in the league, right?
Yeah.
You just signed a new deal, so that's obviously that's your leader. Tyrese Maxey's an absolute dog. Probably I would say their best player right now. But Joel Embiid is going to set that culture with how he's showing up.
Maxey's like the fastest guy.
Oh, yeah.
Right? If I remember the playoff run,
Very.
he was going insane or something like that. Yeah.
Was Joel doing this when he was French?
That is interesting.
It could be an American thing.
Is this an American thing?
And are we to blame?
Yeah,
No, because he got a gold medal out of it, so we're good.
Yeah, but it got a gold medal, but at what cost?
Yeah.
There's a lot
that's
that's
on him.
important around teams, though, right? There's a lot, right? You guys know, there's meetings, there's film sessions, there's the game, there's team meals, there's team activities, there's all these different things. When you're trying to build flights, buses, when you're trying to build that camaraderie with the team and the dynamic. Listen, it's one thing if you're, let's say from bigger picture perspective, you guys, Pat played, DV played. If a guy is dominating night to night, he's putting up 40 points, 20 rebounds every single night, and he's late, I mean, maybe things slide. I mean,
be who you can afford to be is like the old adage, be who you can afford to be. But normally the people that are doing that, there's a reason, and it's because everything in their life is a certain way.
And they're not winning chips either.
Yeah, exactly.
They put up numbers, but they're not winning.
But 2-11, now is the time for urgency. This next 10 games for the Sixers, that's going to make or break really their season.
We're already at that point.
Are you kidding me? What a joke! I'm supposed to be worried about.
Hey, good luck, Philly. Hey, I'm John. Hey, the Eagles playing great football.
Eagles. Birds are hot.
Birds are hot. Sirianni's baby face.